everybody, I'm Lis. Come on a journey with me and you can see how I see. In touch. Hi everyone. I just finished unpacking my new Instant Pot and did the initial testing of it. And now I'm ready to cook my first meal. Got my ingredients here ready to go. So the recipe I'm making is stew, beef stew, and the first step is to saute the meat. So these buttons on the left and right side of the display are very tactile. I know that the saute is the bottom, so I'm going to hit that. And then the start is to the right of the dial. Now it defaults to 30 minutes, which is way more time than I need to saute this meat. However, I can just hit cancel, so I'm not going to worry about messing with changing the time. Alright, so the first thing I need to do, this is going to take a little while to heat up, but I'm going to go ahead and get my olive oil to start heating up. I need about a tablespoon of that. There's a couple different methods that I can use for measuring liquids. I have some olive oil in this container here, and I have this spoon that I've bent at a 90-degree angle, so I can lower it into this container, and then if I lift straight up, then as long as I know I have enough oil in the bowl, when I put the spoon to the bottom, it fills that up. I'm going to set that off there to the side. So that's one technique that I can use for liquids. Sometimes the opening of olive oil in other containers is kind of wide, so when you go to pour, it sort of splooshes out quickly. So this is just the cap off of a dish soap bottle that is the same size as this top. So I could screw this on here, and then when I pour, it will come out slower, and that gives me a little more time to sort of react to what I'm feeling. Also, cold liquids are easier to feel than room temperature ones, so that can be another technique that someone who's blind would use to help with measuring liquids. Get myself a paper towel here. Alright, so I have my oil in here. I'm also going to want just a little bit of flour for my sauteing. So, got my flour in this container. Get about a tablespoon. Probably I would just grab a little pinch of it, but I just leveled that off with my finger. If I was doing something I needed a little bit of precision, I would have leveled that off with a knife. Getting a little flour here, but that's alright. I don't have an apron. I need to get an apron. Alright, then the meat. Not seeing them. Oh, it's far away. Alright, that's definitely sizzly, and it's beeping at me to say that it's ready. It's preheated. Oh, I'm not sure how this is gonna... I wasn't sure how much this would sizzle up. This meat already has a little bit of seasoning in it. It's just a top round roast that I cut up into cubes to be... Alright, that seems really hot to me, but I like the depth of this pot because I feel like I'm pretty far away from the heat, and there's parts on here, this is all cool, I'm comfortable touching it. So Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes. Can't hear her over this. Did she start? No. Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes. Alright. So one of the ways people who are blind, you would look, if you're sighted, you would look at this and know when it was brown. You can kind of feel a difference in the texture from your spoon as the meat, when it first goes in, it's, you know, just sort of squishy feeling. There's a lot of push to the meat, if that makes sense. You know, it has a lot of give, I guess would be a better way to word that. As it cooks, as it gets closer to being done, it will make less of the sizzling noise. As the moisture kind of steams out of it, it starts to cook down a little bit more, it'll make less of that noise. And then also you can use timing. You can find cooking charts that tell you, you know, how long to cook a hamburger or how long to cook a piece of chicken. And so you can use a combination of timing, sound. It does start to smell different also as it's cooking. Right now I can really just sort of smell that flour starting to cook in that olive oil. It smells good, actually. Sometimes if I'm thinking it's done, but I'm not totally sure, I don't necessarily want to stick my hand down in the pot, but I might get some tongs out and pull a piece out, or kind of put a fork in it and just see. But you can tell, I'll be quiet, you can hear it sizzling less. Still kind of bubbling in there. Alexa, stop. So our 3-minute timer is done. Remember, we're not trying to cook this meat, we're just trying to get it browned. It gives a little more flavor. So I feel like we're good. I'm going to go ahead and start adding my other ingredients. The pan's still hot. It'll keep cooking here. Let me set this here to the side. Alright, so this recipe is easy because now that all the chopping and everything's done, it's just a matter of adding everything. So I didn't have very many carrots in the fridge, just a little bit of carrot there. Apparently this is really kind of a mushroom stew. We have a lot of mushrooms here. I hope this all fits in here. Putting stuff in, but I sometimes mix as I go just to get stuff going well. I don't think I mentioned, I do have the pepper sitting here. I thought about putting a little more pepper in the meat, but the meat already seasoned it when it got cut up. I'm going to put a onion soup mix in here, which will add salt. Oh, you know what? I'm new to this. This is the first time I've done this. I think I probably need to go ahead and cancel that saute. Remember I said it goes for 30 minutes. It doesn't matter. I'm going to stop it, but then I didn't stop it. So there's a little reminder if I'm going to say I'm sauteing for 3 minutes. Then I need to remember to stop. Alright, so I've added veggies. I've got potatoes over there too I need to put in here. There's my onion soup mix. That's my my Cheaters seasoning. You have to be careful with that. It can be a little salty, but alright, I've got my potatoes in water here, so I'm gonna strainer here, pour my water out. Tap this off a little bit so we don't get so much water on the floor. Go and transfer in between the two. I hope my Instapot is big enough for what I'm doing here. If this was I was reading, if this was a piece of roast instead of cut up into the cubes like the stew meat, then you would do the meat first and do a quick release on the pressure and then add the potatoes because the meat takes longer than the potatoes do. Alright, in my head. We obviously need liquid in here. Alright, I meant to put this in earlier, but that's okay. Got some garlic. I am not a fan of mincing garlic. I just don't like how it makes my hands stink. And so I love this minced garlic that you can buy. But we like a lot of garlic, so I'm gonna go ahead and put quite a bit in there. This is a regular eating teaspoon. Making a little drippy mess here. All right, so I've got some tomato sauce that I'll go ahead and add. In-between music. Alright, so missed that one little piece. Alright, I'm not wanting to use this whole can, so I'm gonna kind of monitor with my finger here. Not a big fan of tomatoes, but I like it in a roast. I think it helps kind of break the meat down a little bit and just add some flavor. All right, so now we need the water. So it calls for 2.5 cups of broth. I don't have that really all the way full. If I wasn't doing this video, I think I would have the Instapot to my right over here by the sink. I guess I could have pre-measured my water even. So there are graduated measuring cups, and so you can use the size of the cup. Like I know the largest one is the 1 cup measure. I'll talk about that in a different video. So I have a jar of better than bouillon here somewhere. Now if I was cooking, I would just grab the stuff out of the fridge. I wouldn't normally have it all scattered on the counter here. Maybe it isn't out. Maybe it is. Alright, so this is awkward and weird. Oh, it's just far ahead of me. Okay. So, this stuff is really concentrated, and it's it's a little sticky. So you kind of have to scrape it out. You could use a spatula. I'm just using my fingers. This stuff's real salty too, so between this and the soup, you gotta be careful that you're not getting too much. All right, so I think I have everything that I wanted. I'm gonna go ahead and just, I don't know, the recipe didn't really say to stir it up. I don't even know if you have to do that with an Instant Pot. I know with a crock pot, I kind of mix it around a little bit. Doesn't seem like very much water to me, but I guess it's enough to get the pressure going. All right, I don't know if you're like looking in my pot. Are you angling in the pot?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I should rinse my fingers. I think I got everything. Mushrooms, onions. Okay, so now we put the lid on. I'm kind of feeling around here, making sure I know the ring seals around here, so I want to make sure I didn't get it yucky on the edge. I'm thinking we're good. Hold on. Let's see. I know this goes on one particular way. I think this little steamy thing goes here in the back. Remember, this is brand new to me, so... Okay, there we go. That's a good noise. Alrighty, so now I'm going to hit pressure, which I know is this top left button. And then it defaults to custom. I'm going to select that by pushing this dial in, and it starts with 5 minutes.
It's at 25.
Oh. You know what? I didn't turn it off earlier after I was looking at that. Okay, so that would have been, that's something I'll have to really make sure I'm aware of, because obviously if I went from what I thought was 5 and it was actually 25, that could be a bad thing. So remember, this appliance is new to me, so that's something that I'm going to have to explore and make sure I know what's going on here. So 26, 27, 28, 29. Alright, so I think that's everything else I had to do. No, I don't hit this, I hit start, if I remember right. Okay. Okay, that's the little valve thing popping down. Alright, so I don't think you guys want to stay on here for 35 minutes. I'll turn the camera off, I'll clean the kitchen up, and then I'll come back and we'll let the steam out and we'll check out the roast. Okay. Alright, so it's been cooking for 35 minutes and it's under a minute to go. Wanted you to hear the beeping that it'll do. I barely can smell roast. It's not like a crock pot where you can smell your dinner getting ready. I guess when this steam releases here in a second, we'll start to smell this roast. Probably getting pretty close on the time here. And we're waiting. There he goes, or she, I don't know, it goes. So now it will go into a natural release of the steam. And there's my Alexa timer right in sync with her. Alexa, stop. And it's supposed to do a natural release, pressure release for 10 minutes. So I'll be back in 10. All right, we're just about done here. I got a cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of water, just to kind of thicken the stew up. I did that while you guys were, while I was gone. You can hear it steaming. And my timer should go off here in just a second. I don't know if you guys can hear it sizzling or hissing. Oh, Alexa, stop. All right, so now I do the quick release. Be careful because this valve is over here. All right, there it goes. spoon. And we wait. So I think a caution to anybody would be, obviously it's hot back there. There's a little valve, like a little hole, and that's very hot. I found, I don't want to do it right now while it's hot, but I found the switch coming in from the side that I knew it was on rather than reaching over that where the steam was coming out. We'll just wait for this to cool down. It's getting quieter. And quieter. Got the kitchen cleaned up while we were waiting for it to cook. So this roast would normally take a couple hours, and that was 35 minutes of actual cook time. That's pretty time saving. Hopefully it's tender and savory. It smells like roast now. I said earlier, when it was all sealed up, you couldn't tell what was cooking. I love that when I go to work and if I have the crock pot going and I come home and you come in the house and it's like, you smell dinner before you even get the door unlocked sometimes. So I didn't have that kind of experience while I was cooking. Okay, it's slowing down here. Almost done, I think. This is where if I wasn't talking to you guys, I would have to walk away because I would be impatient to open it, and it's better just to wait. I don't know if the lid locks, but I don't want to try it to find out. I think I read something about once it goes into that pressure, it's locked. I did read, I can tell you this while we're waiting, during the cooking time, looked up, and there are ways to reset those factory settings. So if you hold the cancel button in, it cancels out all of those presets. There's the valve clicking, so I think that's our sign we're safe to open. I'll finish my thought and then I'll do that. So if you're going to want to use it and save certain settings, that wouldn't necessarily be a good idea, but you can reset individual options. But for me, I'm thinking that's going to be the next thing I test, is seeing if by doing that factory reset, even though I would lose my custom settings, I would always know that my timer was starting on that 5 minute. If you remember, it came up at 25, and I'm going to need to know how much time there is. Alright, so we are done cooking. Don't think I have to hit cancel, it was already on off, so. Okay, I'm just going to set this here. Alright, I'm going to add my cornstarch. It's definitely hot. I like here the handles have silicone on them, so you've got something you can hang on to that isn't as hot. Ooh, it smells good. It's got a lot of liquid in it. Maybe, I did that tomato sauce. Maybe I should have reduced my water. However, this cornstarch should help thicken that up a little bit. Oh my gosh, it smells good. Sean, can you smell it?
Yeah.
Does it smell good?
Yeah, it's midnight now.
For our midnight snack. Hey, Hey, it's like dinner time, a normal dinner time somewhere. All right, you want me to stop playing with this and serve this up in a bowl so you can eat? It definitely feels done. Can you zoom in so they can see what's in the pot?
I did.
Oh, you did? All right. So this is our first Instapot dinner roast. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, Lisa. It's Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Thanks again for doing this presentation. It was really nice. It's something I'm definitely going to bring up with my patients in the future, especially. I feel like I've come across it more in people's households, and some of my patients are kind of, especially when they've started to lose vision, they're a little more afraid to touch it. So it's something I feel more confident tackling now. So
Right. Well, it might be, the benefit of not having to center things on the burner, and like it might actually take care of some other things that might have been a different kind of issue. It's all sort of contained in one place. I think you're the one that gave me the idea for this present. I think you asked, so thank you.
I hope you didn't find it to be a waste of money because you went out and bought one.
I hope I didn't find it what?
To be a waste of money after you went out.
Oh no, I think we'll get a lot of use out of it. And my husband's has been wanting to get one, and I've been sort of putting the brakes on that. And like I said, now I'm on Instant Pot Team. I just didn't want to give up more counter space to another appliance, but I really like it.
I get that, yeah.
And I also needed a new slow cooker. My slow cooker that I got when we got married finally died. And this will do that as well. So I feel like I was going to replace it. I was going to replace that anyway. So now I got a duo functioning here, or 10 things that it can do.
Have you used the slow cooker function yet?
I have not. We just got this Monday.
Okay.
And literally I unboxed it and cooked one thing in it, and then last night I just threw the chicken breast in there to make sure I still remember where the buttons were for this. And we haven't explored all the things yet, so I'm guessing. Now I read something about you're supposed to have a glass lid when you're doing the slow cooker, but I don't know if that was just an option or if that's required. So I still need to do a little research on that. But as far as being able to set it and all that, I don't think it's going to vary any from what we've done with the pressure cooker. So
Sure.
I found this to be very accessible.
Good. I'm glad. Then hopefully this might be something you can suggest to people moving forward. They want to cook more elaborate things, but maybe don't really have the kitchen space and stuff like
Right.
that.
Well, it had this little. It has a rack that this is what I put the chicken on, and I thought, oh, that feels like that would be really hot when you go to lift it out. But almost, I after a little while, I just was able to reach in and just grab this. So if somebody had some, silicone tip gloves or something, they could probably get it pretty easily. So I was kind of surprised by that. I thought, wow, that's going to be too hot, but it wasn't.
I was wondering about also with venting it, because I know that is there a worry about burning your hand when you try to release the steam valve, or?
No, I'm coming at it from the back side, but I think if they did it from the front, this isn't hot here. It's warm, but like down here and all this, I'm holding my hand on here and not getting burned. So they could trail this around, and when you get to this where it goes into this, that's where that, now see, I touched the little valvey thing, but I was trying to be too confident here. But again, this, also, I think they could come from the back, and like I talked about, putting like a tactile mark of some sort, and then they can actually trail that up to there. For that matter, you could have, I don't know what I have that would work. This is the wrong hand, hold on. maybe they're both left hands. Okay, so this is an oven safe glove. So now I can come up here and I'm touching all over this, and I'm on the steam thing and it's not burning me.
Sure.
Okay, so I should have mentioned that this is warm, really warm, but it's not hurting my hand at all. So obviously that totally makes sense. I think I'll put that in the comments on the video. You know, so I can feel all over this, and they could even have another glove on their other hand and be feeling what they're doing. So I think a pot holder wouldn't work so well, but something like this where they're in a glove would be good. And not like an oven mitt. I think it would work better if it's like this where you have your individual fingers.
Sure. Okay.
Hey everyone! Thanks for coming by to check out my video. If you liked it, go ahead and click the like button, and you might want to subscribe to my channel, and you can ring the bell so you get a notification when the next video comes out. If you need to get in touch with me, maybe you want to make a request or you want to check on booking for an event, you can shoot me an email. It's Lis, L-I-S, sings for you, and the 4 is a word, not a number, @gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.